You're the jackass.
You're the one who doesn't want me to tell people what's happening.
Well, don't tell them then.
Yeah,
But
what are you, the government?
Yeah.
Not telling people about stuff that's really
Yeah.
Like the wall.
My fucking... Here's a... I don't know if you can tell. You probably can't.
People wanting 70%
my feet don't
tax.
touch the floor in this chair. That's how short I am.
Yeah, he's got a Kevin Hart chair. Or Kevin Hart statue.
How tall is he?
I actually don't know. I'd say y'all are probably about the same height.
Okay, like, you know how Rey Mysterio is always like the shortest dude in WWE? He's 5'6". He's taller than I am.
Yeah, so you definitely, you got that Kevin Hart, like, tallness.
Anywho's it. Ugh.
Who's it?
That's what I said.
Ugh. Get her ticket,
We're
buddy.
doing it. What?
No reason to booze it.
We're trying something new. If you like it, let us know. If you don't, we'll switch back. We have no problem with that.
Wow.
In the next 3 months.
Yeah. we're going to be doing them like this from now on. So, deal with it. What we're doing now is we're going to watch the show and then come over here and talk about it rather than react to it as we go. That way, I don't really know why. Just kind of like, Nick's just like, let's try that. I'm like, sure.
Okay. Well, what episode did we just watch?
We just
Which
watched...
show did
show?
we?
Yeah, we just watched,
Zoids.
what the fuck? Zoids.
It's like the new
Wow,
something.
and this is your anime too, Brad. Good to go.
It's because most people just know it as Zoids. It has another thing at the bottom
The
of
English
it.
title is Zoids New Century.
That's what it was.
Okay, so
yeah.
the new century of Zoids.
Well, because I always call it, it's called Zoids Shinsekai Zero, so I always just refer to it as Zoids Zero, but I know that's not the real name.
No,
Okay.
I've always just known it as Zoids.
But it's not,
I
because
know.
there's actually a show that's just called
Alright,
Zoids.
so what happened in
I
that
know.
episode?
We got introduced to Bit Cloud.
Who's the
Man who
voice
can
of
eat with his
Inuyasha?
feet.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat.
He's also the voice actor of Inuyasha, right?
It's really
Yeah.
good there.
Richard Ian Cox.
He can eat with his feet, and that's pretty neat.
Richard
Yeah.
Eaton Cox, what? Dick Eaton Cox?
No, I didn't say that.
Dick Eaton Cox.
I mean, he may have actually come up. That may be his stage name for all I know. Because that does sound pretty funny. Richard Ian Cox. And just shorten Richard.
Yeah. But, so what? He was a salvager? His name's Pip?
Bit.
Cloud.
Pip.
His name is Bit Cloud, and he is a parts scavenger. He scavenged battlefiels
He
to get
steals
parts
shit.
off of broken down Zoids.
According to them,
Zoids are like
Robot
animal
Animals.
things that are robots that are also alive
sort of AI-ish?
somehow because they have like personalities,
Yeah.
which doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
Robots in
Because they're like
disguise.
it's kind of like the Avas from Evangelion if you think about it, because
If you
but
haven't
those
watched that, then you're
those
not-
meld through your mind and through like a thing, and you can fall into it, and the machine can go berserk. But that's because they're built, like the Avas are built of tissue and stuff from angels that they've killed in the past, where we don't know what Zoids are built out of at all.
Yeah.
Built out of love.
But if you're having a hard time picturing that, think of a wolf with armor and robotic,
Wow.
The core is
or a
actually...
tiger, or a
you
liger,
You could think
or a
of
snail.
the
A snail,
namesake,
most definitely.
The Liger Zero. I don't know if we mentioned this. This show came out in 2001
In Tsunami.
on Toonami, so it's really old. I've had this since 2002, as you can tell.
That thing's of age now.
Yeah. What is that? It's 2019.
Really? 17?
Yeah, it's not of age yet.
Yeah, but it came out in that thing was probably made in 2001.
I mean,
You
it's
probably got it in 2002, but it was probably made in 2001.
My grandma bought this for me at Toys R Us.
Wow, before they went out of business.
Yeah.
Like years before they went
Yeah.
out. They only went out of
That was 17 years.
They only went out of business like last year?
Yeah, it's super old. It doesn't roar anymore like it used to.
Oh,
my God,
There's a short! There's a short in
it was
it.
like bullshit, boy.
There must be a short in it or something keeping it from doing that.
Anyway, you want to use that as your talk-it, buddy?
Talk it?
Yeah, your talk-it, buddy.
It's got little guns on the
Doesn't
bottom.
it roar after that too?
Yeah, if you don't touch it for a while, it makes like a noise.
Brad's a child, by the way.
And it's got its ion boosters in the back, which weren't even in this episode. And the classic strike laser claw. Oh.
Turn it to the show them trying. Yeah, turn it this way.
Oh,
I can't see the lights on this.
Oh, I think the front lights are out. Oh, there it goes.
All right.
If you look in here, you can see this little button. You were supposed to have like a little tiny bit cloud in there, and if you have them in there, like when you put them in,
and it sounds more like Inspector Gadget
and when you
than
take
Big Cloud.
when you take them out, but like when you have them in there,
Go Gadget Ski.
when you have him in there, he makes different noises. So like when you do the thing, just does that. But if you have bit in there,
Ah,
Nice.
does he do it with the strike laser claw too?
no.
Weird.
Okay, so
Weird.
so the toy was basically
This
ahead
is
of
a
its
show.
time.
This is a show that was designed, or this is a show that was made to sell toys.
Yeah.
The toys came and they're like, let's make a show out of this shit, like Transformers.
They even have models
Or
too.
yeah, you can buy like really expensive model kits. They're like $150.
imagine Optimus Prime climbing on that back of that. Oh, fuck.
Strike laser claw.
Ah, you did it! That's so cool.
But
Yeah, last time I was fucking with this thing, I couldn't get him to roar.
supposedly in the show, this little thing is super hard to
It's
drive.
not this big.
So, yeah.
So,
Well,
No one's ever been able to pilot it.
yeah, because it's
but Bit
temperamental.
Cloud, but Bit Cloud
Yeah, Bit Cloud.
saves.
He let Bit Cloud inside of him, and then they
No pun intended.
they rode around.
it's not a pun.
Saved the day.
He let him inside the cockpit.
No sexual intentions necessary here.
Yeah, he's missing his tail and stuff.
Yeah.
This thing's old.
If you're into bestiality, this show is for you.
No. No.
Robo bestiality. It's a new concept.
We
I've
also
never heard of.
It's
there's
called Zoids.
a fucking
3
chick
X's.
with like a weird ass hat that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It
it
works
doesn't
like
connect.
Twin Tails when she gets angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
And then you have horse face.
yeah, I don't know. He drives the wolf thing.
Yeah.
I used to have another one that it was the exact same as this,
Has a mating sequence.
but it was black. So this one's white.
That's racist. That's yellow.
A black Liger Zero.
Yeah, it was a black Liger Zero.
Huh.
I don't remember that at all.
Was that
I
stuff
don't
on?
remember that either.
I don't remember. Like, I just think it was just a thing they made.
I don't know. Maybe
Probably
we'll get
was.
to more of the episodes. And it'll be
No,
good.
I don't
I
know.
don't remember it from the show.
The only thing I remember was like a shadow fox.
I
That's what
watched
horse
this
face gets later
show-
on down the road.
I watched this show back in like 2001 when I was like.
Well, how old are you now, Brad? Minus 17, Brad.
I'm 24 right now.
All right, now minus 18.
I was waiting for it too. I was like, eventually those are gonna fall.
That's
so.
really
fuck
fucking
it.
funny.
You know what? We're just gonna take them down for now.
Maybe Nick will buy some tape.
Well,
That's funny.
you've seen it here at Project YARE. You know we're about comedy, even if it's unintentional.
I was 7, and I did not change the calculator.
Did you just add that?
No, I subtracted it. Dumbass.
You would have
He
Wait.
divided it.
been 2002 or 2001.
One.
I got this in 2002.
Okay, so 18 years. If you're 24 right now, you're 6.
I did 24 minus 17.
It'd be 18.
Oh my god, you're
So
right.
you were 6.
And your computer skills suck.
What?
Just joking.
The couple things that I don't know if you needed to be familiar with. I watched the original show too, the original Zoids that came out in like '99. That used to come on, like this used to come on Toonami, and so did that. But it was like I would get up early on like Saturdays, like I was like
yeah.
if I was gonna go to school, like I
Yeah.
would get up at like
you'd
that
watch
same time
cartoons. I'm pretty sure
to
everyone
watch.
in their last everything since like 2000. I'll say 2005. Anybody within like that age group between them and to the 90s would get up on Saturdays and watch cartoons.
I did for a little bit,
Well,
and then
like,
I realized I love sleeping on Saturdays.
like I think a lot of people like to sleep in, especially when they're young. It's like, oh, I don't have to go to school today. I'm going to sleep in. But I would get up early, like I was going to school at like 5:30 in the morning.
And watch cartoons.
To watch Zoids on Toonami, and then I would go back to sleep.
Yeah, because Toonami had a weird thing when they do the Moon Night Run. Sometimes they'd re-show it like early in the morning.
What they would do is like they'd have half a programming block that would play, and then they'd play it again.
Yeah,
so like Family Guy, when Family Guy was on Adult Swim, I wasn't able to watch like the first half. It would come on at 9 o'clock all the way to 11.
Yeah.
So I'd wake up at like 3 in the morning,
and then you could
to
watch
catch
it because they would play it again.
Because my parents would be asleep, and I could watch everything.
So Toonami would do the same thing. They would play it again in the morning.
Yeah, because in the early 2000s, everything, even in the late 90s, Toonami came on like when everybody got out of school, and then they had this one thing where it would be like, oh,
I didn't know if they could see the Zoid on the table or not.
It was like Toonami, the Midnight Run, and they were like, we're playing all your shows midnight, DBZ Uncut.
How do you
now Toonami's always on freaking Adult Swim.
Oh, how do you get the title?
What are you trying to do?
Make this thing.
The tail, where the tail used to be this thing.
That. If you pull it up a little bit, like just barely pull it, that's it's charging up. Now they can't see it though.
It's on? Oh, it's fully there.
It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's not what you were saying a little bit ago.
Well, I did say it was yellow.
Well, I would honestly, I wish I took better care of it when I was a kid, but I was a kid.
Just restore it.
And I just wanted to fucking play with my toys. Like, I used to have Dragon Ball Z action figures, and you know how in Dragon Ball Z, they, like, punch each other, and they go flying through, like, buildings and shit? I would, like, he'd be like, wow, and I'd be like, wow, and I'd just chuck them up against the wall. Like, I put a hole in my wall with Vegeta's hair that my dad had to fix, because I threw it at the wall.
No, you know, why didn't they make him, they should have made a Rock'em Sock'em robot, but with, like, Dragon Ball Z characters, so when you hit them, like,
so their head just goes, and it's like, oh my god, I killed Vegeta!
I never had anything like that, but I had like a Star Wars type thing where it was like a lightsaber battle, and it was pretty cool. It was weird though.
But like one of the things we don't know about the setup of Zoids, like going back to what I was saying a second ago, is like, well, like the space pod thing comes down. It's like this is designated a Zoid battlefield, like the 30 miles.
An AI called Judge.
Yeah, or whatever. It's like a robot thing, but we don't know the who, what, where's, and how's of all that, how all that shit works.
Well, no, when you're
they mentioned that that if they lost this, if they forfeited the fight, they would go down
rank.
20. No, they said like 20 ranks.
Yeah,
but we don't know what the rank system is. We don't know.
Well, it's the first episode. Of course
I know, but like
we'll find out.
I'm wondering if we were familiar with the original show, if we would already know what this kind of stuff is.
Do we need to go watch the original show?
I don't think so.
I actually never watched
I watched a little bit of the original show. The original there's a shield liger in this that one of the just dudes drives, and in the original show, the shield liger was like the liger, where this one, the Liger Zero, is the liger.
The liger.
Yeah.
So
a liger, it's like a lion and a tiger.
Which actually exists in real life.
So he joined the Blitz team, huh?
Yeah, BitCloud showed up. He kind of fucked them when he showed up because
first time the match got forfeited.
Well, what happened was
they were getting killed anyway.
Yeah, they were losing, but like when he activated his shield liger, he tripped over
an
invisible truck. And then he's like, "There's a person on the battlefield," and like not forfeit, but like cancel the match. And the robot's like, "We cancel the match. You have to fight again like tomorrow or something."
Yeah. We don't have time.
The villains are their opposite teams, which they act like villains.
And then BitCloud gets caught sneaking in. I don't even know why he was sneaking in there. I don't know what he was doing.
Look for parts.
I don't know. He was sneaking into there.
Did he sneak in, or was he already with the group?
No, he snuck in because they caught him. Yeah. The alarm went off and they dropped that net on him.
Yeah, because they were like, "That's that guy again."
Yeah, he like snuck into their base for some reason.
So it's a plot.
Yeah. I don't know if they explained.
I'm assuming he followed him. I'm assuming he acted like he was leaving and then just stayed.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
So what? He got his invisible ticked over ship and left.
I don't know what his objective was. Like why he was sneaking back in there. He might have said something. I wasn't really paying attention to that.
Something else. Well, it's also kind of like in some animes where, like, in the Japanese, it kind of like, kind of gives it to you right there, and then English is just
he
like...
catches, they catch him, and then they leave him tied up in, like, the cargo hold where they keep the Zoids, because their Zoids, they got to go to the fight tomorrow, and they got to repair theirs. Yeah. And the shield liger's too fucked up, so they got to do they got to fight 3 people with 2 people. And he ends up stealing the Liger Zero, because the Liger Zero lets him free after he ate with his feet, which was really impressive.
And he drank out of a wine glass.
He drank out of a wine glass with this. He poured himself a glass of wine and then drank it.
From a fucking wine glass.
And the way he had his feet actually kind of looked like a hand going like this.
It was like this.
Bizarre.
Yeah. Which is funny, because people can actually do that in real life, and it's awesome. I'd like to be able to do that.
Yeah, AJ wants to be able to grab things with his feet.
I mean, I already kind of
like
can.
Like his wiener.
Yeah, wouldn't that be a weird thing?
I didn't drink.
Yeah, let me attempt something here. Hold on, bro.
I'm not that flexible.
No. But I guess we'll find out.
Oh, hold up. So he got the Liger, right? And then he goes. The Liger just takes off with him in it and won't listen to him. Like, the Liger lets him inside and then just runs through the fucking building and just takes off. And he's like, where the fuck am I? And then, like, they're having that fight, and then he just randomly shows up. He's like, oh, I'm going to help out for the grub you gave me yesterday. I don't know if you noticed, but they have a fucking Liger with a sniper on it. I'm going to go kill it.
And the professor, whatever he is like, he can see something from 2 miles away. It's like, no, he may have ran past it.
How the fuck did he know it was there? Everybody's freaking out. And then he like stomps that, and it fucking explodes.
Yeah, and the guy survives.
I'm assuming he's not dead, but that's kind of crazy.
Made the show better.
And then he's like, I don't have any weapons, even though he does have a gun. I guess he doesn't have guns there, but he has guns.
He doesn't have
I don't know. I actually don't know when or if he has those in the beginning, or if that gets added.
Yeah, they put the guns on him at some point. These used to have little bullets on them too. I'm really impressed that this thing still works.
Yeah. You were complaining that it didn't work before, and then it starts working.
I know.
Maybe it's, you know what?
It's just this. I think it's a short.
It's his RAR doesn't always work.
It's the camera.
Well, I wonder.
You can't force it.
Well, the way you're doing it too, I actually think there might be a short, because
you can't force an animal to do things. It's right, Brad.
You see, I don't understand why sometimes there's probably a short, because sometimes he'll do it and sometimes he won't.
Because like I have a. My folks got it for me when I was like 3 years old. It's a Starship Enterprise.
Your finger down his throat. That's right.
Gross.
But don't ever touch me with that thing.
My folks got me when I was like 3 years old.
God, that's gross.
The Starship Enterprise from Star Trek: The Next Generation. They got that for me when I was a kid, and it still works, which is really great.
In case you were wondering why I did that, he told me not to put my finger down his throat, so I decided to just put my tongue down his throat. Does not taste good. It's actually kind of dusty.
It's like screwing an elderly.
I figured one of y'all would make an elderly joke, and I didn't know who, but I had a feeling one of y'all were.
He uses the strike laser claw, which is the only weapon that it has. It does that thing, and he like cuts off one of its arms.
Can you even see that?
Roar!
I
know. It's making the same noise. It's making the same noise.
And he wins the day, and then
they win the day, and he ends up joining their team, presumably permanently.
Yeah, and then the show ends.
Yeah, and that's the end. It ends with the Liger like up on its hind legs going.
But it seems pretty good, so we'll keep watching it.
It was one of the best shows on Toonami.
Yeah, I really liked it when I was a kid.
We'll keep you up to date.
Like when we started it, like instant, like I remember everything.
Yeah, as soon as we started, I was like, oh my god, I'm having Toonami flashbacks, and I love it.
Like nostalgic boner out the wazoo. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I looked down, and I'm back in Arkansas, because I was in Arkansas in early 2000s.
All right, so this is the format we'll be using from now on. If you like it, make sure you tell us, and if you don't, you're just gonna have to deal with it.
Tell Nick that he's terrible for changing us.
You'll have to wait a year.
It won't be that long, but
technically, it will be.
Really?
It'll be October.
If we don't change it up in 3 months.
Well, that's not a year.
We'd have to wait for the first content to come out.
Anywho's it. God,
we'll figure it out. Yeah.
Ugh. I hate that.
Thanks for watching. And like, share, subscribe, and we'll get back to you on episode 2.
Tune in next Monday when we watch episode 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how we do it. Yep. I'm going to explain it now.
Yeah.
We never explained it before. But we'll explain it now.
Yeah.
Good.
Monday is Brad's. Tuesday's mine. Friday's Nick's.
Mondays is Brad's.
Wednesday.
Look, Mondays is Brad's, and that's it.
Hey, it's Brad coming to you from in front of my bookshelf. Well, one of them anyway. To give you an update on what's happening. So we were watching Zoids and we were enjoying it, and we did episode 2, but there was just nothing really happened. There was nothing to talk about afterwards. You know, there was a lady who drove a Zoid that looked like a velociraptor with a sniper in its ass, but you know, it's just Bit Cloud showed up, Strike Laser Claw win the day, and just nothing to talk about. So we actually tried episode 3 after that, because we filmed episode 2. And then we went and did episode 3, and there was still nothing going on. So we've actually decided to drop Zoids, even though we were all enjoying watching it. There's just nothing to talk about. It's pretty straightforward, you know, show for kids, sell toys, good guys win, the bad guys lose, rinse, repeat, you know. So we're actually jumping into a new show next week, but we still wanted to put this one out because, I mean, really, I wanted to put it out because I fucking played with my Zoid, and I thought it was funny. But other than that, so tune in next week for something else, and I guess I can show you like this one little bit from the episode 2 that we filmed that was kind of funny. But other than that, just tune in next week for something else, because we're done with Zoids. Sorry if you're enjoying Zoids. I don't know. Fuck you.
Need that kind of.
We don't need what?
We don't need that
We
kind of.
don't need what? What did you say, AJ, that we don't need?
You said we don't need it.
Neighbors, goddamn.
Yeah, it's your fault. You have neighbors.
So,
Yeah. At least my neighbors aren't my parents.